Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think. I just watched the interview that Chris Fletcher's eldest daughter gave, giving the real tea. And I thought the interview was quite sad, me, myself. And the reason I feel as though the interview was sad was because Lexi, she was trying to explain herself of why she don't see it for the Fletcher's, why she can't stand them. She, it's clear as day, she hates NELL. But she kept contradicting herself throughout the interview to the point where her stories are questionable. And I'm not saying that she did not go through the things that she says she went through with the Fletcher's or that she experienced. But at the same time, she really made it hard to believe her story when she kept on going back and forth. Like one instance when she kept saying that she wasn't invited to any holidays, any birthdays, but then went on to say, I've only been invited to a couple birthdays. I've only been to a couple Thanksgivings, only a couple Christmases. But she just said in the same interview, she's never been to any of their Thanksgivings or any of their holidays. It seemed like to me, her mom gave her too much of the backstory of her and Chris' relationship. Lexi took her mom's pain. She's built up a wall. She's carrying that torch and she's out for revenge. I feel as though that Lexi did, because she was with her mom for a couple of years before her mom married, she probably heard everything that her mom said, everything that went on, and probably was right up in her mom's face when her mom was speaking, and she got all the good information. And plus, you know, because the way her mom spoke on this interview, she was asked one question, and when I tell you her mom gave all the backstory, gave everything. She probably did that a lot of times with Lexi. Lexi asked one question and she took the question and ran with it and gave you way more than you expected to get out of that question. And I'm not saying that it's any fault to her mom, but it just is. It just is what it is. Her mom, willingly or unwillingly, her mom has passed her pain down to, or I'm not going to say she passed it down, but Lexi has picked up her mom's pain. And I feel as though that no matter what NELL does or has tried to do, Lexi was not here for her at all, because Lexi blames NELL for breaking up their family, for hurting her mom, and NELL is responsible for what went on between her parents. And she's she's carried that burden around with her all these years. And she said that when she was invited over to the Fletcher's house for the dinner, she took that moment to curse NELL out because she always wanted to curse NELL out. So she was on TV, opportunity with all of these viewers to express how she really felt about NELL. Now, she did say that they talked about her mom. They didn't show the whole scene. Don't know what happened. Don't know if we will ever get the whole scene to learn the truth about what happened that day, because Lexi says she will never grace their show again. And speaking of the show, Lexi stated that she was afraid when she found out that they were on reality show, trying to insinuate that their businesses aren't legit, that they're scammers. She don't know where they get their money from. She don't know why they went and bought this big old house. They're trying to live like the Joneses when they really don't have it. She remembered when they were broke. They just got this house 10 years ago. And I'm like, Lexi, is it the issue of them moving up, or is it the issue of the father not being there? Because she's bashing them, but she's bashing them about the material things that they have. And I'm like, it's nothing wrong with moving up. It's nothing wrong with buying a house. Did they ask Lexi to pay one of the bills? Did they make her clean the house? I don't get it. She talked about how NELL worked at Dollar General and that they were broke. They had to move in with friends, and all their kids and all these people had to stay in this house together. And I'm like, okay, well, sometimes people go through things, but look at them now. People can level up. Why is she making it an issue? Because these people have moved up the ladder. And I think that she probably was invited to hang out with the Fletcher'S, but because her mom was not in the picture, or because she's carrying her mom's hurt, she didn't allow herself to actually mingle with the Fletcher'S like she could have. She didn't allow herself to really bond with the Fletcher'S because she had already built that wall up because of what she has heard, what she has witnessed. And so it was already a no for her before she probably made her first visit to their house. She didn't just tell NELL and Chris's business. She told everybody's business. And it's like she's trying to drive a wedge between the Fletcher'S and their other kids. Oh, the Fletcher'S only like these two kids because they bought these two kids a car, but Lance didn't get a car. But what's the backstory of why Lance didn't get a car? Maybe he didn't get a car at that particular time. Maybe something happened. If you're going to tell a story, tell it all. Don't just tell some parts to make the people look good or make the people look bad. Tell the reason why Lance didn't why they didn't buy Lance a car at that time. She trying to make it seem like they choose sides with the kids. But she did say that NELL had took Lance's ex-wife shopping on a $3,000 shopping spree at Victoria's Secret. So that tells me that they do take care of their kids. They are not, it doesn't seem like they're the type of people to take the wife shopping and leave the son astray, or just shut the son out and say, oh, I'm gonna take care of your wife, but not you. Who does that? She talked about how NELL took her to her closet and showed her all her designer garments and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, why did you go? But that part right there, I just didn't believe it, because you're a grown woman. And if I don't like you and I know that you're a showboat and you always trying to brag and stun on me, then forget your closet. Why she wasn't off with her dad, trying to talk to her dad? Why is she at NELL's closet? But again, Lexi was contradicting herself. She talked about how Lance had to drop out of school to pay the bills because Chris had left the family. I feel as though Lexi is really trying to stick it to the Fletcher'S. And I don't know, that could be true. That could be true. But if it is, that they on a reality show. They only been on the reality show for a half a season. Lexi, let them spill some of their stuff, their truth or their reality on the show. The Fletchers don't seem like they are afraid of anything that they went through. They admitted to the cheating. Chris is a documented cheater. So I feel as though instead of Lexi, getting upset with the Fletchers because they're on reality TV now, and I feel as though this is like another gut punch to her, and that's why she's taking it so deep, because she probably looks at it that even though they invited her to come film with them at the dinner, because she lives in Nashville, she probably looks at it as, I'm not going to be able to film with them as often as they film, or, for every episode, because I don't live there, and which means that this is something else being thrown in my face that my family has, or they're getting exposure. They have the platform, and I want the platform as well. I want to be able to discuss my business. That's why I went to the dinner. But she still never got around to telling or speaking on her business. So I feel as though Lexi is probably upset because she is probably trying to build a business, and either the Fletchers have not helped her, or she wants the Fletchers help, or she probably look at them as, I don't want their help because I want to be better than them. Whatever the reason being, I feel as though the things that Lexi spoke about was not her business. That it was between her mom, Chris, and NELL, and she should have left it with them three, and she should have stayed out of it. And maybe her and Chris could have had their actual relationship. She's blaming NELL, talking about NELL wouldn't allow her to be alone with her dad. That's not NELL's problem. That's Chris's problem. If Chris didn't speak up for her, that's on Chris. But the problem with me is that everything she wants to do is blame NELL. Even down to the food. She said NELL can cook, but then she turned around and said the food was cold. Doggone it, I know they got a microwave or oven or something. She just can't, she's not going to give the lady a compliment. And I get it. If NELL was as bad as if NELL is as bad as she say she is, then it's nothing that NELL can say or anybody else can say or do that's going to change Lexi's mind. In her head, everything is NELL's fault. And Chris just went along with it. But I feel as though because Chris is her dad, that's the person that should get it the most. I get it that NELL played a part in whatever. If that's the case, I'm not going to bash NELL for being an alleged side chick just yet, because we don't know. We don't know what the story is. Her mom did seem believable, because when I tell you, it was like she was running a relay. She got that, she took that thing from her daughter and she ran all around the track about 3-4 times. She even got into talking about reality shows and everything. That lady was off on a tangent of her own, telling everything. I believe they were waiting for this moment. And when they finally got it, they were like, we're going to air them all out. We spraying them all. But I feel as though Lexi needs to tear down their wall and let her mom's hurt and pain go, and just focus on her relationship and what her and Chris focus on them two, and not whatever dwellings her mom had and boasted on her. I feel as though Lexi is carrying too much of her mom's hurt and she's feeling guilty. And that's why she really don't want a relationship with the Fletchers. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.